I pull his hand up and lean my cheek against the back of it, taking in the faint scent of cinnamon and dill from the breads he must have baked today. Hello everyone, my name is Victoria. Welcome back to another episode of Eating by the Book, where I make recipes inspired by food in books that I've read. Today's recipe is inspired by that passage in Catching Fire, and much like the other recipes from the Hunger Games world that I've tried, it is from the unofficial Hunger Games cookbook by Emily and Sarah Baines, and the recipe we're following today is Peter's Cinnamon Bakery Bread. So this has like a bazillion ingredients, and I'm scared. For a bread, there's no yeast and there's a hell of a lot of sugar. Honestly, it sounds more like a cake, but we're gonna see how this goes. So first step is to preheat the oven 350 Fahrenheit to Celsius. 176.667. That's very specific. I'm gonna round it to 180. So I'm gonna preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. That is like 4 degrees higher than we want it to be. What's 4 degrees gonna do? I'm gonna watch it like a hawk. And now we're gonna start actually baking. So the first step I'm gonna need a big bowl for. So we're gonna be using 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of white sugar. Now I actually ran out of my little preparation dishes for this because there's so many ingredients. So in this bowl I have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of what is supposed to be kosher salt, but don't have it, can't get it. So I'm using pink Himalayan sea salt instead because Google said I could. So if this is a disaster, we blame Google. And then we're gonna mix it. So this is why I said it feels more like a cake, because that ratio of flour to sugar is not bread. 2 cups of flour to 1 cup of sugar, and you're telling me this is bread. This is bread? Okay. It smells great though. I don't really know how to know when something like this is all mixed, because like there's so much stuff that's the same color. Fun fact, have tried to do a baking video 3 times over the last week, and it just keeps not happening. This morning I was supposed to film this and I woke up with a migraine. It's now 2 in the afternoon. Okay, good enough. In a separate bowl, okay, we're going to mix buttermilk. So there is a cup of buttermilk in this, and let me just tell you, when I say this is the consistency of yogurt, I mean this is the consistency of yogurt, and it's weird. It smells a bit like yogurt too, and I don't know what to make of it. I've never used buttermilk in my entire life. It's not really a common thing people use here in New Zealand. When I asked my mum if I'd be able to find it in stores, she didn't think I would. It's so lumpy. Oh god. I've eaten pre-made things that have buttermilk in them. Buttermilk pancakes and waffles and stuff. But those are all like pre-made things you buy and just heat up. So I've never like seen buttermilk, and it is gross. A 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. I'm using canola oil because that's the one we have on hand here. Oh, that looks gross. I need 2 eggs. If you've been around for a while on this show, you know I hate eggs. I hate them. They're in so many things that you bake, and like I don't care when it's baked away, but like handling raw eggs is the grossest thing to me. I just, ugh. What else goes in here? And vanilla. Okay, I'm beginning to think that this author has a passionate love for vanilla extract, because there is 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract in this recipe, and I'm genuinely worried, but we're putting it in anyway. And I believe that's everything that needs to go in here. So I need to mix that together. Cue another spoon. This looks actually disgusting. Why does it look like that? Oh god. Oh no. I feel like I should be using a whisk. I probably should be using a whisk. Trying to mix oil and eggs and buttermilk together looks disgusting and smells rather strange. It's lumpy in every way something could be lumpy, and it's like I keep mixing it thinking that's gonna make it better. It's not. I still don't understand how this is making bread. Okay, so I don't think mixing this anymore is going to achieve, well, literally anything. So we're gonna move to the next step, which is combining the wet and dry ingredients and mixing thoroughly by hand for at least 3 minutes. This better taste good. So this smells and looks great. This smells and looks concerning. I also need to set a timer for 3 minutes. Ooh, mix thoroughly by hand. Alright, well, it still smells overwhelmingly of buttermilk, but you know what? It doesn't smell overwhelmingly of vanilla. Oh, you know what? No, I can kind of smell the vanilla and I can kind of smell the cinnamon, but mostly I smell buttermilk. I need to stop talking and get mixing. Oh, That was a really fast 3 minutes. Okay, now I need another bowl. A little one this time. So in this, I'm going to be combining 2 tablespoons of both white and brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon again, and 2 tablespoons of butter. So now I have to mix this until it's crumbly. Oh, this is gonna take ages. This is basically what we're making. So we're gonna pour down the basic bread mix, sprinkle this in the middle, and then pour over the rest of the bread mix. So it's gonna have like a cinnamon, sugar, butter layer in the middle, is the theory, if it doesn't all sink through to the bottom. I've made a dough. I don't think I was meant to make a dough. I'm gonna put this in the fridge for a few minutes. So I've made a grave error. Well, it's a dough now instead of a crumble. Oops, we're gonna have to make that work though, because I don't know how to fix that. I mean, probably by adding like more sugar and cinnamon, but that sounds like effort and I can't be bothered. Okay, next part. We need this bundt pan. I bought this specifically for this recipe, which kind of is further evidence that this is a cake, not a bread. This whole recipe is an identity crisis. So I'm gonna spray it so that the bread doesn't stick, because that would just be tragic. Oh my god, too much. So we want to pour half of our, ooh, it was bubbling. Oh my god. We want to pour half of the bread mix into the bundt pan. How do I know when it's half? We just pray that I do. So then we want to sprinkle half of our sugar, cinnamon, butter stuff around the cake. Well, you know what? At least with it being a dough, I can actually get half of it quite easily. Yeah, this is not really working so nicely. I mean, that was a disaster. Then we're gonna pour over the last of the batter. Then we need to put the remaining topping over it, because that worked so well last time. I just overmixed it. That's my problem, is I overmixed it. Now the recipe says to smooth it and to pull a knife through it to give it a marbled effect. I don't know how we can marble that, but I suppose we can try. Okay, this marbling thing is making it look better. It's not looking marbled so much, but it is looking less like a mistake. I'm happy with that, I think. I don't know that I can make it any better. So this is what it looks like. You know, that's what we're dealing with. Bake for 45 minutes to an hour. Bread is finished when a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Let cool for 10 minutes, then remove from pan to rack to finish cooling. So I'm gonna stick this in the oven. I'll check it at 45 minutes, and if it needs longer, I'll keep putting it back in. I will come back to you guys when it's ready to come out of the pan. I'm really intrigued to see what this does. This doesn't look like it's gonna make bread. 45 minutes on the clock. I'll come back to you with a hopefully cooked cinnamon bread cake thing. So this is what she's looking like. She's looking like she rose only in the middle. Look at that. What happened? It's time to take it out of the pan, but it smells really nice. I hope this turned out okay. Have I thought this through? No. Long story short, no. Oh, so time to reveal. Hey, that's not a complete disaster. So that's not a complete disaster, actually. I mean, it's a little oddly shaped, but it smells like a cinnamon roll or like cinnamon sugar donuts or something. Like, that's what it smells like. So the cinnamon and the sugar really came through. I'm supposed to let it cool fully now, but like, who does that? I want to eat it. The only time you wait for a cake to completely cool is when you have to put icing on it. Otherwise you want to eat it warm, right? Like, surely. So we're gonna take a spooky giant ass knife and cut a slice. I'm also just very curious to see if the layer became a layer or not. I don't think it did. I should have got like a plate. Yeah, so layered she is not, but she might taste really good, you know, you never know. Huh. It tastes like cinnamon bread. I don't know why I'm surprised by that, considering that's what it's supposed to be, but it looked so much like cake. But no, this is bread. All right, Emily, I'll give you this. Oh my god, it's good though. Personally, I don't think it needed the weird cinnamon sugar butter stuff in it. That's like kind of near the top. That bit reminds me of the inside of a cinnamon roll. It's like someone took a cinnamon roll, a cake, and bread and smushed them all into one thing. I'm not mad about it. I will consider this a win. I needed a win after the disaster that was the hot ice cream. Look, we're not talking about that. I ate the whole slice. Oh my god. This with butter on it would be amazing. Okay, I kind of just want to eat more of this, so I won't accept that it's 100% not a cake. But this is good. This is yum, and I'm glad I'm eating it warm. I would recommend giving this a go. I can see this looking really cool, like sprinkled with icing sugar or something. Every time I do videos based on this cookbook, I leave a link to the Goodreads page for it so that you can get all of the publishing information for it. So hopefully you can find copies online. They would probably have to be secondhand copies because this is out of print now. This is going well. This was a good episode. I enjoyed what I made, and it's very tasty, and I think it's gonna be a win with the family, which is good because I have the entire thing, and as much as I like it, I'm not gonna eat an entire, I want to say cake again. If you have any suggestions for episodes I can do in the future, any foods from books you've loved, let me know. Comments are always appreciated. Subscribe if you want to see more from me. I do post every week, and I post episodes of this show, Eating by the Book, every month. There should be a link to the playlist somewhere on screen right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next week in another one. Bye.